Update: wife cheated at a concert. Original post. A couple nights ago, my wife of 2 years, together 6, went to a metal show with a friend who was providing a professional service to the band. So she got to hang backstage beforehand for a couple hours. I didn't think much of this, she has done this before. It's a buddy system type thing, so her friend isn't alone with men she doesn't know. And my wife gets to see and meet bands she's into. She texted me throughout like usual. She seemed off when she got home that night, but just said she was extremely tired, and it was super late, so I didn't think much of it. The next morning, she confesses to me in tears that she ended up alone with one of the band guys for maybe half an hour. And they ended up talking, then flirting, then more. The extent of what happened is, she sat in his lap, they made out, and she felt up the outline of his junk through his pants. He asked for more, and asked her to meet him after the show, and she claims she said no to both. She says I can contact her friend to fact check that they left together immediately after the show, but I haven't contacted her yet. She can't exactly give me a reason why this happened. She's a fan and was flattered by the attention, and was just caught up in the moment and it was a mistake, etc. I mostly believe her that's all that happened, but I'm having trouble imagining that I can get past this. I feel sick and like I'm in shock. I don't feel angry right now, and I can tell my wife is hurting and guilty. I want to try and give this a chance at least, but I have no idea where to start. Has anyone had success with something like this? Or should I trust my gut reaction that I'll never feel the same about her? I think this post was deleted from another sub, but I'm desperate to connect with someone over this. I'm too ashamed to talk to my friends about it. I toured with rock and roll bands for many years. I have dropped women off at home the next morning and have them ask me what they are going to tell their boyfriend/husband. You aren't getting the full story, and you probably never will. Her friend will never tell the truth either. Wifey and friend have that story in step. That's why she confidently told Opie to call. Adults don't just make out, especially backstage at a rock show with one of the band members. I'm wondering if the confession was prompted because someone else they know and who knows the Opie saw something going on. She could be getting in early in case the Opie gets an anonymous message from someone. She's got to go, man. The line was crossed, and you can't uncross it. End it, or there will be an element of resentment always. She thought so little of you getting caught up in the attention of another dude. And yeah, contact her friend for verification, since you know, chicks don't look out for each other. Sorry bro, no coming back from this. That's why I didn't even bother talking to her friend about it. I know she would say whatever. I truly doubt all she did was feel him up through his pants. These band guys have groupies waiting for them all the time. She was excited that he picked her. At the very least, she went down on him and probably got nothing in return, hence the total guilt. She feels used. And that's where the confession came from. I agree with many of the other posters concerning reconciliation. It's a hard road. Only you can decide. The rules others have laid down are the minimum starting point. This the most accurate interpretation of what happened. I would have said her friend is probably prone to speak out, so Opie's wife was just covering herself in case some came out. First update. I'm sorry if it's too soon for an update, but I got a lot more info so figured I should share for people that read my first post. Thanks all for advice and just reading my story. If nothing else, I feel less alone in this. I figured she would just lie, but I decided to reach out to my wife's friend anyway. She asked if she could call me and that I should take it somewhere private. So I went out to my car. Here's how she told me things went down. I put all this in order as the convo was very jumbled. Prior to the show, my wife made some comments to the friend that band guy was attractive and asked her friend if she thought she had a chance, hypothetically. Friend said she thought it was odd, but figured she was being light/jokey. Band guy, who is 55 by the way, and my wife were flirting heavily and openly in front of the friend the whole time backstage. To the point where the friend texted my wife asking her what the heck her problem was. Friend left them alone not even close to half an hour, maybe 10 to 15 minutes while she went to her car to put her supplies back, and came back to find them as my wife described, sitting in his lap and making out. Prior to leaving them alone, she had asked my wife to go with her, and my wife repeatedly refused. They broke it upon friend coming back. Band guy thanked friend for her services, but called her a cockblock. He asked if they wanted to party after the show, to which the friend said no and my wife said yes. Friend practically dragged my wife back to her car after the show, and only then did my wife begin to panic about friend possibly telling me. Friend told her she wasn't sure what she would do. But her friend is mad at my wife and told me she's decided to cut her off. She feels she made her look unprofessional and like a groupie herself, and she's very mad she had to walk to her car alone at night because of her. And she's disappointed in her for cheating like that. So there you have it. It's likely my wife didn't do anything more than what she said, but she definitely would have. She lied about it and tried to get ahead of the truth. Yeah, I'm done, I'm pretty sure. Good for the friend for doing the right thing and refusing to cover for a slag. She even apologized for not seeing the signs sooner and stopping things before it came to this. I meant to mention that. Nah man, if she had stopped your wife would have dropped her and found a friend that would actually provide cover. Your wife's friend is just a good human and did what was best for everyone. Sorry to hear it, man. There's no reason to stay with her after this. She didn't confess because she felt guilty. She confessed because her friend caught her. It wasn't a drunk mistake, it was premeditated. Contact a lawyer ASAP and start the divorce. Kick her out of the house and protect your savings/debts that she has access to. Go no contact with her and don't meet her so she can explain/apologize. It's just a cover to trick you into taking her back. You deserve better than this. Go no contact and scorched earth. I agree with all of this. This was premeditated. She's a groupie type, and I bet she has done this before. She's actively looking to cheat and only told you because she thought the friend would, and she did. Don't put up with her making a chump out of you. She really has no respect for you to do something this low. Groupies are really low. I'm so sorry, but this is exactly what I've thought. I've heard of stories very much like this before. Some women are groupies, and your wife seems to be. Does she have a prior history of being very into bands, concerts, music, even before she met you or early days? I figured that's why she told you this, because she thought someone else would. She would definitely have gone all the way with that guy if the friend was not there. And I think she has probably done this before. I would be very surprised if this was the first time. This is very bold behavior for someone who hasn't done anything like this before. Cheating is always disgusting, but being a band groupie somehow seems even worse to me. I'm a hardcore type, but if this were me, I would assume that this was not the first time. That she is, and probably has, been looking to cheat on you. She wants to do this, and I would talk to a lawyer and start a divorce. I don't see saving this, nor would I want to. That's pretty damn low to me. It's like screwing drug addicts in an alley. She's always been very into bands/concerts. I don't know of her having done anything like this before. I thought she just liked music. Now for the second update. I am going to try and keep this brief. I know I said I was done, but I just wanted to update since a number of people have asked. I appreciate again all your kind words and support. I asked my wife to give me a few days to think things over alone, so she went to stay with a friend. She would blow my phone up every other day or so, alternating between being apologetic and angry with me. She told her family I kicked her out, and I eventually told them why, but I don't think they believe me. I did decide to divorce her. I have a lawyer and getting ready to start the process. I'm not sure how that's going to shake out for me yet, but I don't feel I have another option. Whatever happens, I'm just glad we don't have kids together. I informed her, and she hit the roof. We went through every stage. Her crying and apologizing and making promises, to getting angry and trying to make me sound crazy, and downplaying what happened. She said some awful things, how no one else would love me, and what a failure I am for giving up on 2 marriages. Yes, this is my second marriage. Eventually I just hung up and haven't taken her call since. She had a case to stay in the house, of course, but she is opting to move in with family. I left for the day while she packed her things to avoid her. I don't think she even has a lawyer yet, so things are sluggish, and even texting her is terrible, so I think I'm going to go no contact and just have my lawyer communicate for me. This part is petty, but it's the only thing making me feel a little better right now. I met with her friend, the one who informed me, and her wife for a beer. She's still friends with my wife's other friends, and let me in on some gossip. Wife has tried hitting up the musician on Instagram, and has gotten nothing back. She's deluded that they had a connection. It's almost sad. Her friends all think she's crazy, and messed up hugely by doing all this. They make fun of her behind her back. It's kind of brutal. So her telling me how sorry she is, and still trying to get with this other guy, is sick, but I know I made the right decision. I'm not going to lie, I'm in a really bad place. I just don't know how I could be so wrong about someone. I know all the advice about working on myself, but right now I'm just getting through the days. Dude, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I remember reading your story. You are doing what you need to do to protect yourself. You didn't give up on a second marriage, she gave up on it when she cheated. Hang in there and know that you've got people pulling for you. You absolutely are doing the right thing divorcing her. It hurts, but truly be grateful you do not have kids with this awful human being. The fact she resorted to anger and insulting you is further proof she's not sorry or remorseful for cheating on you. Take all the time you need to heal, because things absolutely will get better, and you will look back and be glad you didn't grow old and waste any more years with this crazy person. I hope you find peace. Yeah, I can understand getting upset and defensive, and I can totally understand her trying to downplay what she did. But that point where she starts telling him no one else will love him? Yeah, that's not love anymore. That's possessive and controlling, and Opie needs to get out of there. As I said last time, you are making the right choice. She says she wants to fix things, but then tries to connect with the band members through Instagram. She is still doing shady things behind your back, so her remorse is phony as hell. She just doesn't want to give up her lifestyle and comfort level with you, is all it is. Even her friends are making fun of her behind her back, and she has no clue how silly she looks with this fantasy. Also keep in mind that she is giving up her whole marriage for a has-been musician that is old enough to be her dad. She is delusional if she thinks he wants anything more than a few minutes of fun. He has probably done this with hundreds of girls for the last 3 or 4 decades and doesn't remember a single name. My marriage was worse than I thought. 2 weeks ago, my wife of 15 years and I had a big fight. She ended up posting some vague cry for help type post on Facebook, and I get a call from my brother. I'm not on Facebook, and he knows that, so this was him calling to let me know and asked me how she's doing. I want to say, my brother and I never talk about relationship stuff. Mostly because I don't want to gripe at him about my wife and engender any ill will between them. My brother and his wife are basically our couple's date partners. We play board games every couple weeks, we go on vacation together since our kids are around the same age, etc. His wife is friends with my wife, well I thought so, and they text about things a decent bit as well, and I was always glad that there was friendship between the 4 of us and never wanted to risk it. But this time was different. I was in a dark place, and after I assured them my wife was fine and we just had a fight, I basically broke down and told him how I'd been unhappy lately. He stopped me and said, "Hey, just so you know my wife is in the room with me, and she heard a bit of that." I was like, "I don't care, put me on speaker for all I care." I told him, basically I felt like my wife was always putting me down, arguing with me over trivial stuff, and just generally being rude and condescending to me. I asked if I was imagining it. Let me tell you, the dam burst. He basically said, "Of course I wasn't imagining it. Everyone knows she does that. People have talked about it plenty of times." Then his wife starts talking. She says she's seen how much I pour into the relationship and how little my wife does. How my wife never helps with the kids. How she orders me around. How she's just basically mean to me all the time. Then goes into a story about how her dad always walked over her mom, stuff I'd never heard before, and how she had tried to get her mom to leave her dad over and over, and said if I decided to ever make the decision, the kids would be fine, and it was better in her experience than growing up in a toxic household. I realized my sister-in-law is telling me she thinks I should get a divorce. I pulled 1 or 2 other friends over the next couple of days, and they all said the same thing. I didn't realize how bad it was. I half thought I was imagining it, but no. Apparently no one likes the way my wife treats me, and they're all amazed I thought this was just normal couples bickering. So please, if you have a friend or loved one like me who's in a bad relationship and is still in it for reasons you can't fathom, maybe pull them aside and talk to them sometime. An outside perspective is really important, and I didn't have one until now. My best friend since junior high and I talk about stuff, both male 37. Through him I learned the best way to bring up stuff like this is with a check-in. "Hey man, how you doing?" "Fine." "No really, like how you doing?" It shows you really care and kind of creates a safe space to talk about stuff. It's not burdening if you ask. And this approach minimizes the chance your friend could feel attacked and become defensive. Asked that of my friend, a single mom, and she started crying. Said no one wanted to really hear how I am doing for years. We've been out of touch for years because of her ex-husband. I just felt she is not speaking about herself and really wanted to hear about her. That's basically why my significant other fell in love with me. We didn't know each other that well, but a mutual friend told me his little sister was in a coma after a terrible car accident. I called him to ask how he was doing, and he started to list off things about his sister. I said I wanted to hear how he was doing. Turned out I was the first one to ask him about him in 3 weeks. I'm not trying to put you down, but if someone had told you that before bluntly, would you have believed them? Sometimes people need to get a reality check before they open their eyes and see the real truth. This may have been the wake-up call you needed. What you should now do is keep having the strength and resolve you have in you right now, and continue to fight for yourself, because it will waver, and you will want to go back to the safety of not changing the status quo. And I hope this shot gets you to change the status quo for yourself. Ask your friends for help, don't fight alone. Maybe not when it started, but definitely if someone had pulled me aside and told me that at any point in the last 5 years, yes, I think I would have believed them. Even if I hadn't believed them at the time, I think I would have gotten to this place sooner. There's a reason psychologists and psychiatrists don't tell their patients what their problems are, but they help them get there. I was in an abusive relationship too. I suggest that before pulling the plug, you make copies of all your legal documents and the ones regarding your kids. Keep a copy in a safe location, like at your brother's house. All the stuff you like your own childhood memorabilia or other stuff, should also be moved prior. You never know how it will go. If you ever make a move, don't take legal advice from her and tread lightly. I wish I had that advice. I wish you the best.